Hello, everyone. This is your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, with some very exciting news.
Very exciting news? Could Donald Trump be referring to Jack Smith's latest superseding indictment against him?
By popular demand, I'm doing a new series of Trump digital trading cards. You all know what they are. We've had a lot of fun with them.
Damn it! I should have known that Trump was hawking his shady Magic the Gathering cards again.
It's called the America First Collection. 50 all-new stunning digital trading cards. It's really something. These cards show me dancing and even me holding some bitcoins.
Dancing or holding some bitcoins? Donald Trump sounds like a cop who's pretending to be a high school student.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
Not only can you not physically hold Bitcoin because, you know, it's digital, but have you seen Trump's dancing? Trump's dancing looks like he's busy giving two ghosts awkward hand jobs while YMCA blasts in the background. And MAGA says that this guy is an alpha male?
Sure, Jan.
Trump is incredibly desperate for money right now. This guy is buried under hundreds of millions of dollars in legal fines and other expenses. And if you've been following the election, you know that Trump is getting crushed by the Harris campaign's massive fundraising.
They're big, they're historic, they're a record, and they're all something that the campaign is very pleased about. $500 million that they have raised over the last month, a big chunk, $82 million during the week of the DNC. The notable part about that $82 million is that a third of those are first-time donors, first-time contributors. This is something that the campaign has always latched onto because it indicates for them some level of enthusiasm among voters if you have these first-time contributions.
Look, if Trump really was a billionaire like he claims, then he wouldn't have to fleece his supporters with trading cards, shoes, shirts, cologne, books, and Bibles. But he just can't resist because that's who he is, a serial con man. And if you're new to Trump's licensing scam, here is the TLDR. He owns the licensing company and then he gets paid for it, and it's all done through multiple shady shell companies daisy-chained together.
It's perfect for money laundering.
Seriously, you can follow it from the Trump golf course in Palm Beach to a random UPS mailbox in Utah to a small brick house in Wyoming that's listed in a dozen fraud lawsuits.
Suspicious.
A totally normal thing for a presidential candidate to be involved in. Sorry, what I meant to say was a totally normal thing for a convicted felon with a history of fraud to be involved in. But like I said before, Trump is desperate for money and is always looking for ways to line his own pockets at the expense of his cult.
Here's the best part. I'm doing 3 great things for my Trump digital card collectors. First, there's the real physical Trump cards. Purchase 15 or more of my Trump digital trading cards and we'll mail you a beautiful physical trading card. It's really, I think, quite something. Each physical trading card has an authentic piece of my suit that I wore for the presidential debate, and people are calling it the knockout suit. I don't know about that, but that's what they're calling it.
Oh God, he's doing the suit bit again? Do you remember the last time that Trump cut up his mugshot suit to sell to his cult?
It is an authentic piece of the suit I wore when I took that now famous mugshot, and it was a great suit, believe me, a really good suit. It's all cut up and you're gonna get a piece of it. I'll be autographing some of them.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if Trump cut up other random navy blue suits and then claimed that they were that specific suit. This guy is so desperate for money.
So we'll cut up the knockout suit and you're going to get a piece of it, and we'll be randomly autographing 5 of them, a true collector's item. This is something to give your family, your kids, your grandchildren.
Give it to your grandchildren? I'm sorry, but this guy is cooked.
Number 2 is to purchase 75 of my Trump digital trading cards, and you will also be invited to join me for a gala dinner at my beautiful country club in Jupiter, Florida. We really have tremendous dinners with my collectors. Have a lot of fun together. We're gonna have a good time.
Trump National Golf Club. Come for the cheap food, stay for the Temu Stepford wives. Not to mention, if you're there long enough, or God forbid decide to get married there, Trump will crash your wedding desperate for attention.
The third thing we're doing for my Trump collectors is including a pair of my new Trump sneakers when you buy 5 or more of my Trump digital trading cards. Remember, my gold sneakers, and they went like crazy. Everybody's talking about them. They're still talking about them. People went wild for them, and that's good. They sold out in a matter of hours. So get my new Trump sneakers and don't miss out. I'm keeping my Trump digital trading cards at the same price of $99 each. We've done that right from the beginning. So go to collecttrumpcards.com. It's really easy to buy. You just need an email address and a credit card or crypto. You know, they call me the crypto president. I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of people are saying that.
Many people are calling it the knockout suit, people say that he's the crypto president, and women say that Trump has a small penis. Alright, the first two, not so much, but that last one people are definitely saying, especially Stormy Daniels.
Which of these mushrooms, orange mushrooms, would most represent the commander-in-chief of the United States military? Oh, is this the one?
It's a
Let's see what else Trump said.
So don't miss out. Go to collecttrumpcards.com. Go right now and collect your piece of American history. Let's have fun together and enjoy my Trump cards. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll be talking about it for a long time. Thank you very much. Have a good time.
Let the fight begin.
This is not the first time or the second or even the third, but the fourth time that Trump has sold his scammy NFT cards to his cult, and each time they happily pull out their wallet. I guess the Biden-Harris economy must be really thriving if MAGA supporters can afford to spend money on some dumb JPEGs.
I should tell you that the Dow hit an all-time intraday high today. At the moment, you're standing at 41,339. It's up 164 points.
And speaking of scams, while Trump is busy fleecing his supporters, make sure to guard yourself from identity theft and financial fraud with today's sponsor, Aura. Just the other day, I did a quick Google search of my name and email, and the amount of info that was publicly available was unsettling. My full name, home address, phone number, relatives, it was all out there. If you didn't know, data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. That's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it also protects me from hackers who could use this information to help them access my social media accounts, bank accounts, or other sensitive information. I don't know if you saw this, but AT&T revealed that over 73 million customer records, both existing and former customers, were released on the dark web. They recommend those affected use strong passwords, monitor account activity, and consider credit freezes or fraud alerts from credit bureaus. Well, Aura does all this for me. And best of all, I don't have to download several different apps just because a company couldn't keep my data secure. If my info was compromised in the AT&T data breach, I wouldn't worry, because Aura is always on, always doing the hard work of keeping me safe. I value my privacy, and I value yours as well. You can go to aura.com/Gabe Sanchez to start your 2-week free trial, also linked below in the description. That's aura.com/Gabe Sanchez. These cards always depict Trump as a younger and slimmer version of himself, posing triumphantly or dressed as a superhero. It is very cringe. The perfect example of expectation versus reality. Seriously, these are the most pathetic attempts at knockoff Pokemon cards that I've ever seen. Just don't tell JD Vance about them.
I will say, the best grandmother that my kids could ask for. They are 7, 4, and 2. Spoils them a little bit too much. Mom, no more Pokemon cards. In front of 1,000 people, no more Pokemon cards. The kids have got enough. My son, who's 7, is in the hotel room with me, and he's really into Pokemon cards right now. He's going through a Pokemon phase. Are you guys into Pokemon?
I am. Back in the day,
Okay,
yeah.
That's a big phase right now, I think, in general.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's really into it. So he's trying to talk to me about Pikachu. And I'm on the phone with Donald Trump, and I'm like, son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu. This is the most important phone call of my life.
JD Vance, who is the worst pick for vice president in history, continues to alienate himself from American voters.
You know, watching a little bit of Trump today, listening to his allies, JD Vance was out there being booed by a bunch of firefighters earlier this afternoon.
Round of applause.
Slash half the audience hated him.
No, it was in
Boston.
Boston.
But anyway, the attacks.
It was in Boston. That's a deep Democrat city, and he got overwhelmingly
brave
a round
man.
of applause.
JD Vance, I think his approval is like -17.
Much. Well,
The Trump campaign has struggled to keep its head above water ever since Kamala Harris announced her run. It's been controversy after controversy with no end in sight. I mean, the Trump campaign is now in PR crisis mode after 2 of their staffers got into a physical altercation with Arlington National Cemetery staff when they tried to stop Trump from using the occasion to attack his political rivals. And then the official in question who filed the report declined to press charges because they were afraid of retaliation from Trump supporters. It's a fucking mob. And then add that to the photo op where Trump stood with a family of a fallen soldier where he posed with an awkward thumbs up and a dumb smile. This con man isn't mentally or physically fit to be president, let alone run for office. The only reason he's doing it is to avoid going to jail. But let's be honest, he's also in the race to grift his supporters for every cent they have. After all, it wouldn't be Trump if he didn't try to cash in. You'd think that someone running for president would be focused on less controversy and actually putting America first. But despite calling this the America First edition, it's just another example of Trump putting himself first and America last. The only candidates thinking ahead on how to actually improve our country is Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
You have less time to make your case to voters than any candidate in modern American history. The voters are really eager to hear what your plans are. If you are elected, what would you do on day one in the White House?
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class. When I look at the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward, in a way that generations of Americans have been fueled by hope and by optimism. I think, sadly, in the last decade, we have had in the former president someone who has really been pushing an agenda and an environment that is about diminishing the character and the strength of who we are as Americans, really dividing our nation, and I think people are ready to turn the page on that.
And over 200 Republicans have endorsed them, which is not a great sign for Donald Trump.
This morning, more than 200 Republicans who previously worked for former Presidents George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, and or former Senators John McCain and Mitt Romney, they signed a letter backing Vice President Harris for president. The list includes former chiefs of staff, press secretaries, campaign managers, interns. There are some interns on the list as well.
Well, that's all for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and feel free to follow me at I Am Gabe Sanchez. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to check out the audio version of What Was That? Perfect for when you're on the go or just relaxing. Catch every episode wherever you listen to podcasts. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?